never dating correctly. I was just like I would always have sympathy for the person. Like I would never value myself.
Mm.
I will always look at the person need and feel sorry for them,
I
which
have
makes. Go ahead.
I have a quick question. How do you guys feel about like um a person telling you, okay, they're going to go to out of state and they want you to come with them, and that's basically going to be your guys' first date. Do you think that's good?
No, no,
Okay.
no.
I'm not going out of state or on a trip with someone until they're my boyfriend. And I don't think it takes 6 months to make someone your significant other. I think 3 months, because I guess maybe I don't date multiple people at the same time. So yeah, it doesn't take that long to make somebody your partner, learn enough about them, and then lock it down, be exclusive. And then when you trust them, but no, I'm not being flown out, going on vacation with a dude that I don't know. That's insane.
But when you
Yeah.
say out of state, what do you mean? Because like for me, out of state, I live in New York, so Jersey is right next door. So
I was
it's
about to say that.
area.
Well, okay, let me not say out of state. Let's say Texas.
Well, if you have to fly, it's a no.
Yeah.
If you have to drive more than 30 minutes, it's a no. Or maybe an hour. But if I'm not sleeping over with you and I don't know you, because I'm in Jersey and I always go to New York. I used to date in New York all the time. And that's different, because it's a 30-minute drive to New York City. But we're not about to go upstate and it's an hour, 20 minutes away. And now it's night and I got to sleep at somebody's house with you. Like, that's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, for sure. So we got somebody new in the panel. We got Therese. How you doing, Therese?
It's Teresa. I'm good. On the conversation of whether or not to go out of town with someone new, yeah, I think that's super risky. Like going vacation with like someone you don't know very well, especially if you're going on a vacation that you otherwise couldn't afford on your own, because if something happens and you have to get away, like, are you going to be able to afford to get your own hotel room? Or are you going to be able to afford a flight back? Like, it's just, it's a very, there's a timeline for that. I don't know what it is, but for everyone, you have to have, that's not a new person kind of thing. I mean, I do know someone who goes on dates in Europe, like flies to Europe for a date, but she's not being flown by the guy. She just does that on her own, but her style of dating is a bit more unique. So, yeah, that's not the best idea, I don't think.
So yeah, it was this one girl that was on a live, and she literally was she took the live with her, and the guy literally kicked her out of the hotel room with him, and she was just stranded in a like at the lobby, and she was trying to figure out what to do, but she was like, you know what, I actually do have money, so I'm just gonna just fly myself back. So I do see, that's kind of like risky to do that, because she didn't want to sleep with him, so he kicked her out of the room.
Yeah, I mean, that'll do it. I'm not saying that's the right thing that people do that, but I mean, let me be real with you. Like a lot of men, most men, when they want to fly a girl out, it's because they want to have sex at some point. Like it may not be like the first night, but they're not doing all that.
So is that a red flag when the man says that to you? Like, do you want to get like
flown out? I don't think it's a red flag, but I think if you kind of lay down what's gonna happen, what's not gonna happen, and he agrees with it, and then even when you do get flown out, and it's it seems like he's trying to establish a relationship. It's genuine. He's listen to your boundaries. He doesn't try anything. I can respect that. But I mean, most men, when they have the intention of flying women out, when they hear that type of like, oh yeah, no sex, none of the type of stuff, yeah, they might get cold feet. They might be like, hey, look, I think that I don't really want to do that then, and so I guess it'd be more of a. I mean, I don't know, because I do understand some people live in environments or communities where it's very hard to date, so they try to date people who are far away. So I think it does come with a certain sense of okay, but I mean The fears and the dangers will always be present. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you take that chance, you took it. But just try your best to
like,
vet.
Say like what you just said, like to piggyback off of what you just said with the like if the person is like far away and you guys are conversating on the phone and you guys really want to meet each other, so you guys have to either he's gonna come to you or you're gonna go to him. Like, is that like how do you date if you're super far away from that person?
Yeah, at some point somebody gotta get flown out, or just fly themselves out, whatever it might be,
And just sleep in different rooms.
Yeah.
or get a hotel. I'm a firm believer if as a man, if you fly a woman out or you fly in to go see a woman, get a hotel for either her or in the latter yourself. Like, don't expect to crash on her bed or shit like that. Just be respectful, man. And fellas, like, don't find out that you got to get a hotel after you ask to like stay in her house. No. You leave with that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna get a hotel. And it just sounds like you just know what to do. A lot of men don't understand that. Like that. Like stupidity is not gonna get you far, right? And just being ignorant is definitely not gonna get you far. So when you just sound like you know how to do things properly, I think that she trusts you a little bit more than the guy who has to be told, no, you gotta get a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Or no, you gotta buy me a hotel. I'm not about to do this, about to do that. Because then it's like you just know better.
Man. That's a great point, because when you become like the partner, the male partner, you take the role of like the father in terms of responsibility. So if you're clueless as to what you need to do, you just look stupid, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, you said welcome to the panel. The topic, reason why men fail at getting women. Like, do you have anything to add to the topic, or do you have any questions? Do you need advice? I'm just asking.
I mean, I'll just like introduce myself, I guess. I'm 21. I live in Florida. I'm in a happy relationship. I've been in it for like a year, and I'll add whenever you guys want me to the conversation. I feel like a lot of men fail at getting women because they go about it the wrong way.
And what would you consider the wrong way? I know it's a very convoluted topic because there's a lot of ways men fail, but like I guess there's name one that comes off your head.
Yeah, of course. I feel like a lot of people just date for fun, you know? Like they're not really serious, you know? Like it's just shallow relationships is the problem.
Shallow relationships. Yeah.
I just don't think people are good at communicating their intentions. Like, it's one thing to be in, like, you know, if you're in fun mode versus if you're in I'm looking for a long-term thing mode. You have to communicate that up front, and you can't pretend like you're interested in the long-term relationship if you're not.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
100%.
No, for real. I guess I'm gonna ask this question to the panel, and then I guess I just want to hear your opinions about how you feel. And I know it's gonna be probably turn into an echo chamber, but there's a reason why I'm asking this question though. Men who choose to sell dreams, right? Who would say, "Yeah, I want to be in a relationship just for sex." Do you feel like it's clearly a bad idea, right? But I guess what's your thoughts on that? You know, I'm not even trying to pose it as a question, but just what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's an easy red flag to spot. I set very clear boundaries, very hard boundaries. And most men don't even make it past that after like week 2, let alone month 1. So it's hard to sell me a dream, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's personally, I think it's just, I don't want to say stupidity, but I just feel like it's either stupidity or it's just like bad instructions from another person that, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to do it, right? Because to me, when I hear selling a dream, right, what I'm listening to is, so you mean to tell me that you don't want to be in a relationship, right? But you would put up with relationship like duties for months just for an access to a woman's body. Not only are you wasting time, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your resources, when in reality you could have just been upfront. And if she would have said no, move on to the next person. Eventually you will find somebody who is somewhat with your wit. Now the problem is here is, and this is, I know I'm giving advice for men looking for love, right? But I guess this is for the dudes out there who are looking just to have fun, right? I mean, I'm gonna give y'all some advice. Only because I just wanted it to be easier for women to tell the difference between the guys that actually are serious and the guys who just want to have fun. There's nothing wrong with telling a woman that you're not ready for a relationship right now, maybe down the line, but right now, you're just kind of meeting people and seeing where things go. I mean, it clearly states that you're not looking for a relationship, but you're still willing to date. And, I guess by in conversations, right, you can see if she'd be open to having some form of intercourse with you or some type of messing around with you, right? But because you were upfront about your intentions, right, she cannot get upset about anything that you do later because you told her straight up, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I'm kind of just in a point in my life where I'm just trying to date and just have fun. Women will respect that, and they might be like, well, I'm not the girl for you, and bye, and that's fine. But you don't find yourself doing relationship shit for somebody that you never wanted to be in a relationship with in the first place. And you're not hurting people. You know what I mean? You're not wasting people's time. There is a woman out there who's with that shit. I promise you there are. But it's all about how you present it. And I think that it's lame to sell dreams. I think it's a very lame thing to do. Just be upfront, be a man about it. Hey, look, this is what I want. I mean, don't say, hey, I'm just trying to fuck. Don't say that. Don't be too blatant. That's weird. That's just stupid. But just find a very eloquent way to say that. You know what I'm saying?
So,
and
Can I just say one thing and then I'm going to drop down? I think that men who do that do it because that is the manipulation in that form is a telltale sign of a sexual predator. To deceive in return for some kind of sexual access, that's predatory behavior. That is deceptive predatory behavior, and they do it because the power that they get outweighs the care for the other human being. Right. And at the end of the day, men need to start teaching other men that I still hit mentality is absolutely disgusting. And yet, tricking someone into sleeping with you is insanity. That makes you a horrible person. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But thank you so much for having me up, and I'll try to pop on another time.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna be covering this topic for a couple weeks, so it's it won't change. Next time, it'll still be the same topic, and I do appreciate your insight for sure. So, I mean, if the two ladies, if y'all got anything y'all want to say, or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer, or I'll be happy to listen.
I agree with Aisha about the manipulation thing. That she was spot on about that, like lying to get what you want, knowing that she has a certain idea that you have led her to believe, all the while your intentions are something completely different. HNIC, I don't know how much ladies close your legs, how much that advice is worthy or even on topic. It's not really the topic, but okay. But I just think that there are two things. Safety is the main thing. You can't do anything that makes her feel unsafe or that makes her feel like you're hiding something. I think those are the two things kind of I look for, like when I'm dating, if I feel like there's something off about him and I don't feel safe, or like there's some kind of deception. Those are the two big items for me.
And women are definitely peeping. They're definitely looking for any little. That's why I was telling the guys earlier, like, yo, like when you first meet a woman, it is so easy to throw her off. It's so easy to turn her off, to throw her off, and love bombing, trying to manipulate.
Yes,
even gaslighting, even the whole selling dreams notion. Like I guess if you really like think you're a smooth operator, you might get far. But man, I know so many dudes who found themselves in toxic relationships where things went left, and they never even wanted to be in a relationship. They just wanted to have access to a woman's body. And it's like, bruh, like it's so. I mean, is the route of just being upfront and honest. Like, are you gonna have some lonely nights? Hell yeah, but you're single. But I'd rather have a lonely night than to be with somebody that I have to do things with and for that I don't really want. I don't want to be with. Like, I just don't get that shit, like, at all.
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much for having me up. I'm gonna drop.
All right, no problem.
And then I have to drop too. I think that people in this culture, and this is probably goes for any culture that has sort of the specter of like religious conservatism and shame around, sex and intimacy, most people in that culture are going to really have trouble communicating their desires and their intentions, because there's so much shame and confusion associated with dating, particularly when it comes to physical intimacy, that a lot of us are sort of just flying without a net, and we have no idea how to start those conversations, how to come to a conclusion and understand consent and respect people's boundaries. We really need to learn, once you get to the point where you start dating, you need to learn how to talk about those things that are difficult to talk about. You need to learn how to say, hey, I'm not really comfortable with this. Can we try something, whatever? And nobody knows how to do that, because there's just so much shame associated with it. And nobody wants to have a real conversation, or they don't have the skills to do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Brussels, what's up? How long have I been live? I'm trying to pull a 24-hour. I'm live for real. I'm off work today, and I ain't been live in weeks, so I gotta let everybody know I'm still alive. So I'm trying to do it 24 hours. 24 hours. Let's see how that works. But yeah, like, I guess now, okay, I'm at 11%. Let me get my microphone on. If anybody wants to come up here and talk, please come up here. But until then, I'll just go ahead and say my piece.
The reason, like I said before, like, the topic is so convoluted. There's so many different ways you could just fail. Like I said before, it is very easy to turn a woman off. Your presentation is very important. What you say out your mouth is very important. I know so many men, and I've done it myself, who have literally talked their way out of attraction. Like, she liked you until you opened your mouth. Now she's like, I don't know. And that's my problem with I guess overwhelming majority of the red pill logic. When women start hearing shit like, oh, well, what do you bring to the table? Oh yeah, I like women with a low body count. Oh yeah, that type of shit. Like, it's an instant turnoff. Like, if she's a woman with like, who knows, like, what's up, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the women who maybe like don't really be on the internet and don't really pay attention to a lot of that stuff, maybe you can get her. But I'm telling you, like, that shit is a turnoff, bruh. So that's why when I be like, bro, there's no way you get girls, bro. There's no way you get women for real. Like, with this logic for real, like, you can't convince me. Like, or there's no way you get quality women. Like, this it can't. It's just not. It's not logical. Like whenever I see like a red pill podcaster or like whatever TikTok host saying all of this shit, I be thinking like, yo, bro, how the fuck, how are you saying all of this really misogynistic stuff about women, turning off your phone and then going to sleep next to a woman who heard all of that shit you said and still feels comfortable being around you? Like, this is not a coincidence that at the rise of the red pill, the rise of the misogynistic men, whatever, it's also a rise of male loneliness, male unaliving, male incels. You can't tell me it is not correlation, because these dudes are taking these tropes, they're going to say these things, and women are drying up. If you pick up what I'm putting down, they're drying up. They're like, oh, you was cool until you opened your mouth. That's why me personally, like, that's why I don't mind doing this, right? I don't mind having these lives. I don't mind giving the advice that I have. Do I have all the answers? No, but do I have a lot of answers? I think I do, because I try. My trial was by fire. I learned the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I had to fail 100 times to learn how to do things right. So because I know better, and I know there's certain things that I would never say to a woman, and I hear these dudes just openly and proudly saying this shit. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, bro, like, that shit, it definitely would turn a woman off. For sure it would turn a woman off. So I guess I can do a Q&A, of course. I can speak my piece. If you got any questions, just drop it in the comment sections. I will read them. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for participating, of course. But let me think. Another thing that could turn women off. Let me see. Why you feel like getting women? It just, another reason, I think you talk about sex too early. I think, like, on the first phone conversation, you should not bring up sex. And even when you do bring up sex in a conversation, you should preface it with, like, hey, is it okay if we talk about sex? Can I talk to you about this, right? Does it sound like, oh, Davey, why I gotta do all that? I know, but you gotta understand that, like, the more you kind of ask for a woman's permission on stuff rather than just do it, the more of a I guess a gentle man, right, or a good guy you come off on. So she's like, no, I'm not really comfortable talking about that shit, and you don't talk about it. Hey, you don't look bad. But if you just say, oh yeah, so like, yeah, so what's your future goals? Oh, I want to, finish school and become a nurse, da da da. Okay, cool. So what's your favorite position? You sound like a creep, especially if it's the first phone conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be talking about women you slept with ever. Don't bring up, oh yeah, I was with this girl, we had sex, da da da, ever, right? Because women don't like that shit. Like, learn how to just, like, be a good guy. That's why I say, like, all women aren't the same. But as a man, once you understand a baseline of things that majority of women like, majority, not all of them, but majority of the women that you like how you talk, what type of men they like, what type of dialogue they like men speaking with, type of conversations they like men talking, how you present yourself, you definitely get ahead. You get a lot farther, right? Rather than just winging it or feeling like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be myself unapologetically. It's like, no, bro, it's okay. It's okay to, like, not hide material facts about yourself, like, not like, just lie and just be a whole other person, but just be like, all right, yeah, like, listen, like, I'm a dude who likes sex, but I'm not finna just be overbearing. You know what I'm saying? But I guess another reason why men feel that women is they're pressed. You go on a date with a woman, you're having a good time, you maybe walk her in for a front door, whatever, and it's like, can I get a kiss? She said, no, not tonight. Oh, why not? Why I can't get a kiss? What's wrong with me? Yeah, bro, man, turn off, bro. Like, it's okay, bro. Like, you should not think that it's a reflection of how she sees you because she's not comfortable in doing things like that. Or even when it comes to coming over the crib. Ooh, great conversation. A woman comes over your crib, yo, now is not the time to bring out the Hennessy and bring out the blunts. Be like, yo, you just get high or let's get drunk. No, now is not the time for that, man. You bring out some wine, it'd be a lot better because wine is low. It's a low alcohol percentage, so, like, it doesn't appear like you're trying to get her drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you gotta realize that when women are over a guy's house, they're like, they might seem to be cool, calm, collected, but the back of their mind, they're like, yo, I hope this guy ain't no fucking creep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the idea that, like, everything you do, little shit you do, it matters, right? Let me be chilling with over a girl's house, or she's over my house, whatever. First time, second time, third time, I'm gonna ask, oh, can I give you a kiss, or do some initiate some sort of intimacy with a question? And she says no, I'm going to sleep, or I'm going home, or I'm just gonna watch the movie and like not ask again. I'm not gonna try to, like, yo, why not? Let's go to God. Or, like, yo, let me give you a massage then. No, I'm not doing any of that shit. Why? Because it's creep-like behavior. That's why she doesn't want to come back over. That's why she's not texting your phone, because you creeped her out. You were too pressed for it. You were too eager. That shit is scary. Yo, why you babysitting your drink? You should never be asking a woman why she's babysitting her drink. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Because it sounds like you want her to drink, which sounds like you want her to get drunk, which is a problem. It's a problem. And, like, that's what I mean. Like I feel like some men don't know any better. They just think it's just a thing to do. But in reality, it's like, bro, like, if you know better and you still do that shit, you're a creep. Or at least you coming off as a creep, right? Like, it's so important to, like, lead with your best foot, especially when you're dating, because that woman has already had her guard up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really do. She got her guard up. She's expecting you to be something that you might not be. So even if you are a good person, you got to make sure that your actions, things you say, reflect that. Lead with your good qualities. Okay, so address the men who don't know any better. The men who don't know any better, you might have to learn through trial and error. Or you might get lucky and come across a live like this and might just hear it straight up. But I know for me, it was trial and error. It was like, yo, why doesn't this, or why everything was cool until I did this. For the past 2-3 women I was talking to, it's because it's whack. It's lame. She does not like that shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it really boils down to. Of course, if anybody wants to come up here, please do. I'm gonna read some comments real quick.
I know my phone sounds a little bit muffled, but it's my phone microphone is broke. trial and error, that's irresponsible and dangerous to say, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. I'm not saying, like, you asked me the question of what about the men that don't know better? So if they don't know better, the only way they can learn is by failing, right? Like I mean, if they don't know better, how else are they supposed to know except for failing, right? I mean, I said either finding good advice from other men or just failing. Like, because if you don't know any better, you didn't have any bad intentions about it. It just threw her off. You have to pick up on that sign and be like, okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work anymore. It's not irresponsible. It's how it's it's. They say repetition is the father of learning. So if you do things once or twice and it doesn't work, then hey, look, I have learned this does not work. You keep it pushing. But if they don't know any better, then it can lead to assault. But see, now you're talking about somebody who is a creep, who isn't innocent, right? God, it's like there's a big difference between the guy who A's a woman, right? And the guy who asks a question and throws her off because now she thinks that he's potentially capable of doing it. A big difference. Because that guy who's innocently asking a question that throws her off, he doesn't have any malice behind it. Yet the results were failure. So he can learn. But that guy who's trying to ask somebody, whatever, it's like, yo, bro, like she peeps your shit from a mile away and that's why she's not hitting you back. So those guys, they just need to either find a hole and dig themselves into it and just leave society, or they might need to, change their ways and just be a better person, like to women. But nah, it's like if you are an innocent dude who doesn't know any better, please ask questions. Please start peeping. Start thinking about, okay, yeah, the past 2 times I did this, it didn't work and it didn't really work well. So maybe I should stop doing this. Please do that. You got somebody new to come to the panel. Hey, good morning. Good morning. What do you want to add to the conversation, or what do you want to? What's your opinions on the topic?
Sorry. Long time no see. It's been a hot minute.
No, not really.
Real. No, okay. So I literally just got here, but I saw the topic and I was like, I need to jump in on this real quick. So
Really?
I feel like I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. I feel like men don't ask enough questions. Like, I feel like, see, when it comes to I'm not saying all, but a lot of men have this one specific flirting style and they just kind of roll with it. They don't ask questions, so they don't like either they're too subtle or they're too head on. And depending on the girl that you were going for, mate, it's not gonna work. Like, you need to ask these sort of questions as to what she likes, what she wants to do, because like, sometimes they'll pick an introvert. Oh, I want to stay in and watch a movie. And then they'll be like, no, let's go out and have dinner and go, like, do something crazy. Like, bro.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like you ask these questions not to make conversation, but to learn. And that's why I definitely believe in that initial phase, you should be asking expository questions and taking notes, right? So you just win brownie points when like you do something thoughtful because you asked months ago and you just wrote it down somewhere so you never forgot it. You jotted it down in your notes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it's possible. It's very possible. Like, and then of course, like, hey, look, if I know that I'm dating a vegan, or better yet, if I know I'm dating a woman who doesn't drink, right? And she told me, yeah, I don't drink at all on day 1. And on day 7, I'm saying, hey, let's go out to a bar and get some drinks. She's going to be slightly lose interest because it's like, no, I told you I don't drink. Why didn't you remember that? Oh, I forgot. You can't like, you can only be that, oh, my bad, I forgot, guys, so many times until like it appears that you never cared.
Exactly. And like, that's the thing is that, it's just like, put it down in like your notes app on your phone. Like, so that way you always have it on you. Let's be real. Who doesn't go out without their phone? Like, seriously, put it down in like your notes or something. Like, keep it on you, like at all times, because you're never gonna know when that comes in handy. And like, not all women. I'm not gonna say like all of us do, but like, not all women want these big, extravagant gifts. Buy me a book and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Buy me a book and I'll be happy. Like, one of my friends bought me one of my favorite manga series for my birthday. And like, they didn't even know. They just picked it up and I was like, oh my god, this is my favorite book. And they were like, oh, it is? Then I bought it and I was like, they were like, here's your birthday present. I was like, cheers. But like, see, it's these little things. And books aren't that expensive. They're like $20 a book. It's affordable. It's easy. Like, it's not that hard.
And the thing is, like, see, man, I'm about to give you game. I'm about to give you game. If I sound like a broken record, is because hey, like people are coming in and out of the live. People need to know this. Listen, man. Everything you learn about a woman, she doesn't have to tell you. You could literally, maybe the first time you have an opportunity to be invited to her apartment, just peek what she got around. If you see a bookshelf with a lot of books, oh yeah, she likes books. If you see plants around, oh yeah, she likes plants. Keep that in mind, right? So when you do want to buy her a surprise gift or whatever, you can say, hey, I remember I bought you this plant. You know, I know you like plants. You know what I'm saying? She can be like, oh, I never told you that. You must have just peeped it. You stand out. Oh, you're like, oh yeah, I bought you this nice little book. I saw you had a lot of books about anime, so I went ahead and bought you an anime book. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, or manga, and you know, for you to read. And she's gonna be like, yo, I never really told him that, but he must have just peeped it while he was over. You get brownie points. Brownie. I mean, I know you probably like, what the hell is brownie points, baby? It's just like things that just make women be
it's
like,
a point system.
Right. He actually cares. He's actually thoughtful. You'd be surprised. I'm telling you. The same way that little things can throw a woman off completely, little things that you could do for women could also make her be like, wow, he's so thoughtful. He actually cares. You stand apart. You stand out. You don't gotta ask all the time, what do you like? What did I? Nah, just peep. You know what I'm saying? Like, see what she does. Like, if you go to her Instagram page and you see that she has a lot of she travels a lot, bring that up in the conversation and be like, hey, look. So like, I see you travel a lot on your Instagram. Like, you know, like what are some of the favorite places you've been to? Let her talk. Like, people love talking about themselves. So like, ask questions that not necessarily you have to pull out your ass, but you could just you it derived from an observation. Say things that rather than having to, like, you know, pull it out of her, you just literally just watched her and just observed her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes a big difference. Just.
Exactly. And like, that's the thing. Like, okay, so I went to Bali last year and I posted a couple pictures on my Instagram. And when I came back and when I started up my TAFE course, half of the people in my TAFE course were like, oh my god, you went to Bali? What'd you do? And I'm like, y'all pay attention? The fuck? And like, see, that's the thing, is that you don't have to like Davey said earlier, you don't really have to ask. Just be a little bit observant. Like, a person's place can tell you a lot about them. Like, whether it's little things or big things, like, you know, you get what I mean? Like, oh, she likes stained glass? Get her a stained glass, like, freaking window thingamabob. Like, the little things that you can hang in, like, on your window. And it makes the room look like stained glass. You get what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah. I'm gonna go a little step further though, and some people might not like this, but I'm not here to tell you what you what you like to hear. I'm telling you what you probably need to hear. Like, if a woman maybe appears that she likes material things, like her Instagram page, the clothes she wears, all name brand, bro. If you are not willing to buy that shit for her, don't waste your time.
You're dating the wrong girl.
Yeah, like you're dating the wrong girl if you're not into that. But even if you still think, okay, cool, bet. If you cannot do that for her or not willing to do that, do not even waste your time, because what's going to end up happening is she's going to ask you for a gift and you're not going to want to cash out. And then she's going to look at you like, yeah, you're not my type of guy, right? Like she wears YSL bags and Louis bags. Like peep that shit. Like peep it and be like, I don't know how. She probably, because one day you're gonna have to buy that shit for her, bro. One day you're gonna be like, what you want for Christmas? And she's gonna say Louis bag. And you're gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, Louis bag. Yeah, you should have peeped that shit. She has them already, bro. That's what she likes. It's very, 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 very fucking it's so easy. All you gotta do is actually like women. When you actually like women, you pick up on these things. I promise you. When you're not,
No,
when you don't like
real.
women, when you like smecks more than you like women, yeah, you're gonna be blinded to this shit. You're gonna be like, oh wait, what? You want me to what? Bruh, if you actually liked her, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's not my type of woman. Let me find somebody who is my type of woman and like be progressive, be fruitful, be accomplished, whatever you're trying to do for real. So we got somebody new to the panel. Guess my new panel. Mercy Club, what's up, bro? What do you want to add to the conversation, or are you asking for any advice on this? My bad, Mercy. We can't hear you. Damn, Mercy, we can't hear what you're saying, bro. Yeah, we still can't hear you, bro. You might need to drop and come back up. Yeah, the drop and come back up for real.
Okay, well, they sort that out. Like, I did see someone saying this earlier, about men not liking women and things like that. And I'm like, see, this is where it's at. Because, like, men, I don't know why, but a lot of men feel like women are entitled to give them something if they do, like, if they take them out to dinner or something like that, right? Or if they buy them drinks, so on and so forth, right? Women, listen, in most cases, women are not the ones like doing this sort of shit. But I'm saying, but that's not all cases. But my point being, if you want someone to give you shit for doing shit, date a man. Boom. You're dating the wrong gender. No, I'm joking. But seriously.
Hey yo. Let me see. Mercy Club, do you want to go ahead and try now? You there, bro? Yeah, bro. I don't know why your microphone is not working, bro. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Let me see. Let me read some questions. Let me see. Let me read some of these questions in the meantime. I think something was said by somebody. Okay. Black stand up. What's up? What's going on? What do you want to add to the convo?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I guess the reason why you fail at getting women is I tell men all the time is generally because I don't think you don't have to have looks, you don't have to have money, you don't have to have a lot of things. If you got that, if you got that mouthpiece, then you can really get any woman you want, and it doesn't really matter. It's just knowing how. And mouthpiece is basically just another way of saying how to talk to a woman, and because generally more men, whether they got height, money, and other things, generally talk themselves out of women than they do necessarily getting them with those things. And if you ever hear a woman who says, "Oh, he gave me the ick, so I stopped messing with him and I stopped doing this," or the date was over once he gave me the ick. Well, the ick is just you talking yourself out of it, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
When they say, "Oh, we didn't vibe," it ain't no real such thing as vibe. He just talked his way out of being in your life. Period.
Yeah.
And that's all it really boils down to. Nobody, and the whole thing of oh, he didn't buy me this money and he couldn't keep up this lifestyle. That's I hate to say it, that's not true either, because guess what? If a woman gonna rock with you, she gonna let those certain things go. If you ever notice, a lot of women unfortunately let their standards go for that man who got that mouthpiece.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and there's this sad reality, right? And I've always specifically this topic when I'm giving advice to men, I always say this shit. Like I could give you fuckboy advice, I could give you side nigga advice. I'm not gonna use my platform to do that. I'm giving advice for men who are trying to find love but are having a hard time doing it, right? Like men who genuinely want to find love. That's what I give advice for, right? Please stop looking at the Pookies and the Ray Rays and think, well, he don't got nothing and he's clapping all the girls, so I need to be like that. These women don't even care about a guy. I say this shit all the time, man. Pookie and Ray Ray's, they might be getting the sex from some of these women, but they're damn sure not getting relationships. They're single for a reason, because nobody really wants to be with them. Maybe they just got some pause, they got some good D, or maybe they got some good genes. So women might deal with them because, hey, if I do get knocked up, at least my kid's gonna look good, whatever, right? But they don't want to actually be in a relationship with these dudes because they're terrible dudes. They're terrible. So, like, if you're looking for love, but going about it like a Pookie or Ray Ray, bro, it is going to be hard as fuck. Because, like, you're a walking red flag, and she can tell because she's like, listen, I've been on dates with women, literally, dates, where, like, she would even say, like, well, I don't know why she told me this up front, but she would say, like, yeah, I'm looking to be in a relationship. I'm going to wait to have smacks, for X amount of period. But then I'll be like, yo, but, I know you got needs. Don't you got, like, somebody, don't you want somebody who's going to, like, rub your leg at night, And they would say something like they'll say something like they got a man for that. They got someone who they can hit up for that, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you think about it, it's like, damn, so if you got a man who's blowing your back, got all types of shit when you single, why wouldn't you want to actually be in a relationship with him? Because she don't want that dude. She knows that dude ain't ish. But maybe he's good for the D. He's available. He comes through when she needs it. But she's looking for love with you. So, like, it's a big difference. You could be that Pookie and Ray Ray, but you're not going to find love being a Pookie and Ray Ray. Like, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see. We got somebody new to the... We got Cake. Cake, what do you want to add to the conversation?
I think that what you're saying is good advice. I don't even know where to start how to begin saying what I want to say. So what is because I don't want to talk about something else that y'all are not talking about. So what is, like, the topic that y'all are on right now? And I'll add to that.
I guess you can just start with the topic itself on the screen. That's probably the easiest way to go.
Reasons why you feel like getting women. Well, the answer that I can say for every man, not saying that I speak for men, but I think it's all about, it first starts with mindset. Think of the men that do get women or get women, like, that's kind of not weird to say, but y'all know what I mean. The men that attract a lot of women, they don't have the mindset of, dang, I can't get women. Like, they don't have that mindset. So I think you should you have to get out of the mindset of I can't get a woman. That's step number one. Now, step number two, that changes for a lot of men.
Wait. When you say step number two, what you say?
I would say that it changes for a lot of different men. So step number one, believe that you can attract women.
Okay, have confidence.
Yeah. Now, step number two, you have to look at the type of woman that you want. Now, this is where a lot of people, men and women, get messed up at. The type of woman that they want, or the type of man that they want, they are not... Okay, so for a man, the type of woman that he wants, sometimes he's not the man that type of woman wants as well. So if you want a high, let me not say high value. If you want a wealthy woman, you have to have the mindset of a wealthy man, if that makes sense. You can't be a project hood baby wanting a wealthy woman. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I feel you coming from looking for love. Like, don't get me wrong. There's some wealthy women who make poor decisions when it comes to who they sleep with, but like they're not thinking about marriage when they with that guy who's on who's really just some D. They just want to get a need met. For real, they just want to get a need met. If you feel like you got that side dude vibes or the come through late at night vibe, bro, there's a reason why, because she don't really want you, man. She want to be with you, but she, maybe the D is good, and that's why she keeps calling you back. You know what I'm saying? But like, she doesn't want to be with you for a reason because you're just not her type of guy like, to be in a relationship with, and it's important to understand that shit. That like them dudes who just sleeping around with a lot of women and doing that da 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 da, they're single for a reason. Cause nobody want them. They get it. Women get it. Like, yeah, you're a HOE, not my type, but you know, I'll let you knock. And you know, that's, and like men don't understand that shit. Now if you wanna be a side dude, if you wanna be a professional fuckboy, yeah, go that route. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking for love, it's not gonna work. You gotta put in effort. You gotta be okay with waiting to have smacks, if that's the case. You gotta really get to know the woman, you gotta like her. You feel me? It's a lot more that comes to it than just like as basic as that. But yeah, I agree for sure. Anybody in the panel want to add or say anything as well?
I think one of the hardest lessons that I've had to grow and understand is when you're not him, and nothing you can do to make you him. And I think that runs for both men and women to that person. You know what I'm saying? If you're just not him to that person, then everything you do is not going to matter at the end because you're not him or her for that person.
Yeah, like you got men out here who feel like they can just throw money at a woman to impress her. It's like, bro, like, yeah, the one who's impressed by that shit is gonna be the wrong one for you. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not calling women monkeys when I say this shit, but best believe a monkey knows which tree to climb up. So if you're leading with your wallet, you know, talking about you gonna buy this and buy that, yeah, that materialistic gold digger is gonna love you, cause like you're just letting it be known up front that, hey, look, use me. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important for a man to understand that, like, you know, that, you know, if she's not into you, she's just not into you, and that's okay. You want to date people who are into you without knowing how much money you got, without knowing what type of car you drive, because that's how you know she likes you for you. For you, not because of the materialistic shit, not because of the money. She likes you for you. You know what I'm saying? Once again, if you're looking for love, that's important. Because at the end of the day, it's like, if you're looking for love in a relationship or marriage or whatever, you look for somebody to go old with. You don't want somebody who you like the rest of your life is gonna be a hole in your pocket, just using you for money. You don't want that. You want somebody who's gonna, at least you know, if she is expensive, at least you know that she's an expensive woman that loves you for you. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So we got somebody new to the panel. We got Jennifer. What's up, Jennifer? Good morning. What do you want to add to the conversation?
Good morning. So my opinion on this topic is that there are, as far as why like the quote unquote Pookies and Ray Rays get women, in my opinion, right, is that they know how to, you know, for lack of a better word, I guess, finesse, right? They know how to talk, like they know how to make a woman feel good. And I think that ultimately, like, that's what gets a lot of women, is the vibe is feeling good, right? Like how they talk to you, how they pay attention to you, and it could be little things, like even if they don't have a lot of money, but they make you like feel cared for and looked at as a person. Now, right, I will say this, obviously, right, it's a lot of their, like, in my opinion, right, they're representatives. That's why there's so many courses and podcasts and guys talking about how to, right, talk and do this and manipulate, and that stuff works for a short amount of time, but is not long lasting, right? And they can't keep it up, for one, right? And because it's not really them, they only did it to get to a certain point. And that's when, right, women notice that, they fall back and they're like, no, you're not even the kind of person I want in a relationship. So for the guys who really do want a relationship, right, I feel like a lot of times, right, it's hard because there's so much noise out there. They don't really know, like, how to be. And also, yeah, so I just feel like that makes it very confusing. As a woman, sometimes that makes it very confusing for me. Like, I don't know how to be. There's so much noise. Like, sometimes you just got to filter out people and just kind of be yourself and try to work on yourself and just be a good, authentic version of yourself. And, you know, I think Black Stand Up was saying, like, I mean, at the same time, yeah, like, there are certain people that, unfortunately, like, no matter what you do, they're just not feeling you for whatever reason. And, you know, you just got to move on and find your person. But yeah, that's my take on it.
No, I feel that. 100%. Like I said, like, if you leave with a facade or whatever, you're gonna have to keep it up. Otherwise, the minute you start switching up, well, I guess really just being yourself, she's gonna peep it, and then it's gonna be like, yeah, it's not gonna work out, and then you're single again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very important for you to just be yourself, or at least work on yourself until yourself, your actual self, is attractive to women, rather than trying to be something you're not. Like, don't say, oh yeah, I go to the gym every day if you don't go to the gym every day. How about you actually just go to the gym every day, build a routine, build a love for that. So when you say it, it's like that's what you actually do. So like, it ain't like, oh, I thought he went to the gym every day. How come he ain't been in the gym for the past 5 days? It's like, because he was lying to you. But if you say, oh, I'm a vegan, bitch, you're not no fucking vegan. You eat meat. Like, just be real. But I know a lot of men would literally curtail their personality based off of what that woman likes and wants. And it's like, yo, that's gonna be a very stressful relationship, keeping up all those lies, man. Like, for real.
Exactly. Like, if you like books or you like gaming, like, find a woman who likes books, who likes gaming, or, you know, who likes to go outdoors, who likes to travel, who likes hiking. And, you know, if we can get off the whole, like, very, you know, all the aesthetics of everything and look at it in the long term, right? That this person is ultimately going to be better for you, right? They're a better match. Not to say, like, there shouldn't be attractiveness, absolutely. But, you know, a lot of things that I didn't even think about, like, when I was younger, you know, now, like, whatever, I've been in nursing for 10 years. It's like, you want someone who really cares about you, right? Who's like, if they only see you for what you can do at the time, and, you know, you're not being true to yourself, like, the whole thing is fake. So anytime, like, there's a stressor, right, or something, you know, life be lifing, they're going to leave. You know?
Yeah, I feel that. Anybody on the panel want to add to that? I'll say
I think literally all I have to say is that she's 100% right. Like, not even contrary, but, like, contrary to popular belief, women are observant. Like, we pick up on, like, the tiny little things, right? Anyone who's observant can pick up on subtle things, like even a shift in attitude or a shift in anything, really. Like, it just kind of depends, right? Like, but also, I don't understand why people feel the need to change themselves for someone that they're interested in, if you get what I mean. Like, if y'all don't share some sort of common interest, why change that? Like, sure, if it's like, oh, that's not really the type of movies that I'm into, watch a movie or two. If you don't like it, leave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just be like, oh, you know, it's not really my thing, but I'll give it a shot. But don't try and, like, pick out what you think they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like as a man, I mean, of course, this is not going for, like I said before, the advice that I give, another preface, the advice that I'm giving is for men who are looking for love, right? So I'm not talking about the fuck boys, the dudes who want to be the boyfriend number twos or the side dudes. I'm not talking about that. But for dudes who are actually looking for love and want to be in a relationship, right? When you literally become somebody who this woman likes, right? Right? Like, being that the person who you're letting this woman on to believe who you are isn't who you really are, but you really want to be with this woman, right? what that tells me, and it could tell other things too. I'm not saying this is all it is, but one sign of that, or one thing that's a sign of, is that you're a man who does not value himself, who doesn't know his own value. So you feel as if you got to be somebody that you're not to attract a woman, right? I think that's lame. I think that when you are yourself, your actual true self, the women you attract are going to like you for you. So there's no front, there's no representative, there's no image you got to uphold, there's no lies you got to keep track of and remember. You're being yourself. And like the compatibility is going to be so much better, because it's like, yo, like you can tell, like, yo, this woman really likes me for me. Not from all of the lies I told her, not from all of the shit I said about da-da-da-da-da, right? She likes me for me. If you really knew your value, or if you worked on yourself and you know why you're valuable, why your personality, what you're into would be perfect for somebody out there, just not for this girl, right? You're not going to do shit like that. You're just not. You're not going to have to lie about who you are, or misrepresent yourself, right? Because who you are is enough for her. That's why I don't do that shit. I'm never gonna. I don't even like asking the questions, what type of guys do you like, right? Because I feel like when you ask that question, like, it gives up the notation that you're only asking because the notion, that you're only asking because you want to see what type of chameleon. You're a chameleon. And you're trying to see what color you want to be. Oh, she likes guys who are like this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be like that. Nah, be yourself. Be yourself, man. If something that you feel like you could improve on, and she said it, you do it, but you could improve on it, it's okay. But still, be yourself, man. Real shit. If she don't like you for you, that's her loss. You don't gotta change it up. You don't gotta act like something like you're not. Just be yourself. It's a lot easier,
Absolutely. I think that you hit the nail on the head. I saw a comment saying, men are really being themselves. That's why they're failing at dating. And at first I was a little confused by this, but I'm like, the thing about it is that there are men who, like, they really want to be dating and they're being themselves, but they haven't worked on themselves, right? And the guys and they're getting frustrated by that because they see the guys who are getting in relationships, but they don't realize that the guys that are getting in relationships are faking it, right? They're faking that, like, I care about you, I'm paying attention, I'm willing to compromise and do some things that you like, right? And it's easier to fake it for a while, right? When you know that I'm just going to fake it for a while, than it is to genuinely improve yourself and actually, like, be interested in people, take notice, and try to be more observant, more understanding, more compassionate to people in general, not just to, fill a need for a short time, right? And that's why I said eventually these things, like, they always implode, don't work.
Right. Like I would compare it to a pop quiz, right? You got the students who have been studying all semester long, a pop quiz, they did their homework, they ace it. You got the one people who bullshitting, ain't really doing nothing when the pop quiz comes, they fail it, right? That's why I tell men, in your time of singleness, work on yourself, right? As long as if that person that you want to be, right, that you try to use as your representative to women, right, if that's somebody who's not too far off of who you actually are, you don't need to lie about it if you actually use your time in your singleness and become that person. Man, at one point in time, I used to be like one of those, like, deep guys, always saying some deep shit, da-da-da-da-da. But I ain't really believe all of that shit. I just knew that it came off attractive, right? But then when I was single at one time in my life, I was like, all right, bet, let me actually do the work on myself to actually be able to not regurgitate shit, but maybe even have some knowledge or advice that's novel. It isn't like I heard it from somebody else and I'm just saying it, but it's like, no, it's like I understand that the actual logic behind what I'm saying, if I really understand that and master it, is gonna become who I am, right? The big difference is, the pop quiz will be the one, that perfect girl that comes across in your life, right? That once in a lifetime you meet her at a supermarket, some shit like that. The students who haven't been studying, the men who haven't been healing themselves, they're gonna meet that woman and fail because like she would have loved you, but the person who you say you are isn't who you really are. But the dudes who've been working on themselves in the meantime, right? When they meet that woman, oh, perfect, because it's actually who you are. You worked on yourself. You mastered certain things that you were bad at. You don't have a temper tantrum anymore. Like, you're not an angry person. You learn how to control your anger. What factors in your life contribute to why you get angry, right? Learn how to separate yourself from that stuff so you don't have too many things that make you get mad in your life. Understanding the importance of how to be smooth, how to just be not too sex focused, right? When you spend your time focusing on building that guy up, understand that, hey, look, maybe I need to stop watching pornography because it's perverting my mind. And now when I'm talking to women, it's like, okay, but when are we gonna have sex, bro? Chill. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, learn how to like women more than you like sex, bro. Like, when you meet that right woman, man, the shit you say, it ain't gonna throw her off. You're not gonna find yourself apologizing. You don't really got to put up a representative because you are that guy. You are that guy. But like I said before, when that pop quiz comes and you ain't been studying, now you gotta actually prove it, and you're not prepared, so you're gonna fail. And now that one girl that could have been your forever shorty turns into the story of the woman who got away. You know what I mean?
Nah, for real, you
Well,
nailed that right on the head.
Yep. I mean, I saw this guy said that many guys do work on themselves and lose out to the players. Women still want bad boys. And I think, like, to me, this is my opinion, take it or leave it. But a lot of men, right, they look at fellow men and they go, yeah, well, he's a bad boy. Like, I know how he talks. I know, like, what he does around me. But they don't get to see, like, the inner workings, right? And he may act tough or whatever, but he treats like again, it might be a representative, it might be for a short amount of time, but again, he knows how to come in and be soft with that woman. He knows how to make her feel seen and make her feel heard and listened to. Again, it's not genuine, but we don't know that. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I don't think purposeful that we are like, we just want like the bad boys.
Yeah, and I think those men who say that, right? They also need to do some healing, because what is it about you that attract women that like bad boys? What is it about you that are attracted to women that like bad boys? What is it about you that can't peep the signs early that, hey, look, I might not be compatible? What is it about you that even when you see that you're not compatible, you keep trying? It's the fact that, you really don't know yourself. Like, I mean, I would say this, right? In my mid-20s, like, I had this issue of attracting women who love to manipulate men. It was like it was like one after the other, and I was like, yo, do I just got a sign on my forehead that just says manipulate me? Like, what the hell is going on? But then I realized that what it really was when I learned my value, when I learned what I like and what I don't like, I could pick up on those, I guess, red flags early and be like, you know what? You're an amazing person. You're just not the guy for me, and walk away from it. The power of the P ain't that powerful when you love yourself. When the power is within, right? Because you're not really, it's not about, oh yeah, but I want to be able to hit though, so I gotta deal with it. No, bro, stop wasting your time. If you're looking for love, now if you want to be an F boy, if you want to be a side nigga, man, play that game if you want to. Good luck. But if you're looking for love, if you're tired of playing games and want a woman in your life to grow old with, my man, you gotta be able to pick up on those red flags. I mean, I said this earlier, and the other ladies, I had said that good people are rare. Other ladies said they're hard to find. If you ask me, I think we were saying the same thing, right? So you got to understand that every woman you meet isn't going to be compatible with you. You are not, well, how I want to say this? Like, you are not for everybody. That's when you learn how to value yourself as a man, you understand that shit. That everybody is not for you, and you're not for everybody. But just because the woman is pretty and she's bad or whatever does not mean that she is compatible with you. I say this shit to men all the time. This is how you should look at this shit, man. Looks can get her looks can get her in the door, but her personality, how compatible you are with that woman, that's what gets her a key. So you can't just be sitting here giving keys to women that you're not compatible with. You're literally cohabitating with somebody who is a terrible roommate by that theory. No, man, if she's not your type in terms of like compatibility, you don't really feel it, that spark isn't there, or maybe you're just maybe hoping one day, you know what I'm saying, it'll happen. Bro, you're wasting your time, because there's a woman out there who would love you, but you're too busy dealing with somebody who barely even likes you.
Not real. Okay, so really quickly as well, because this kind of goes along with this. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a cosplayer. A lot of the men that I talk to, they say they want a cosplayer, but then the second they walk in on me dressed up in a bloody schoolgirl uniform and splattered in fake blood, they don't want it anymore. Call me crazy. Jesus.
No, I feel that. No, I understand that. But I feel like in those type of situations, that's why dudes need to do their research. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love telling women in the early stages, hey, I'm not going to be with you right now. I kind of just want to take our time getting to know you, start off as friends, and then if we're compatible, we pop it off. That way, hey, look, if you see something that throws you off, hey, she says she's a cosplayer, I checked out her page, she's into some shit that I am not into. You can be like, hey, it's just not working out. Versus being like, okay, man, I just got to deal with it and put up with it. For what? For what? That's what I mean. You don't know your value, because you still got to date this woman. You still got to take out and spend money on her. If you knew your value, you'd be like, yo, bro, this is a waste of my resources. I do not want to allocate my funds in this manner. I do not want to allocate my funds and spending money on women just to have smecks that I don't even like. I'm looking for love. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for love.
Yeah. I think a lot of times, like, I think it's a lot about perspective, and men and women have to try to understand and realize, like, we've been socialized in two different ways. We've been given two different perspectives, you know? So when a lot of guys say, well, women just naturally want a bad boy, it's like, no. I mean, I just speaking from my own experience, and I was just telling a friend about this, but like, as far as conversation goes, as far as like relationships, I did not get a conversation about that. I was like 10, and my dad brought me in, gave me some printed out paper about sex and how I could come home with the baby pregnant. And it was like literally a 5-minute talk, and I stood there confused, and that was it. Like, he never really talked to me about relationships or whatever, you know, but you get groomed by society as a girl to, you know, you should find your husband, you know, the one man, and love and build a family, and, you know, the whole white picket fence thing. And boys aren't socialized and groomed that way. Like, I only had one brother, totally different dynamics in the household, right? I wasn't allowed to have any boyfriend, like, even friends over at the house. Certainly not go to my room. They could care less. They didn't know. I mean, we only knew a girl was spent the night because she walked out the room the next morning. Like, what? And it's totally different because, you know, our parents grew up with that notion like, oh, well, boys don't bring home a baby. Okay. I mean, they still made one, and it takes two, but, you know. Right. But my point is, like, that we get told to just, like, hey, find who, like, shows you attention, who cares for you, who listens to you. So it's like, when they do these things, like, again, just speaking from my own experience, like, I was not taught to, like, peep the other things that they're doing as, you know, possible, more probable, right, issues, right?
Yeah.
And that came with experience, right? That came with, like, me living life and going through relationships and being like, okay, I've seen this before.
Trial and error. Now I feel
You
that
know?
for that.
So like,
okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say. So it kind of goes back to that whole like that fake person right there, that fake person that's presented in the beginning of like, I'm seeing you, I'm hearing you, I'm caring for you, right? And we get so wrapped up in that, and you know, it's like later, okay, these things are problematic. This is why a lot of women sit and they try to fix things and try to go back to the way things were, because it's like, oh, well, maybe he's having a hard time. Plus, like I was saying, all the noise, right? All the noise of other women out there, men out there saying, you know, well, people have a hard time, they go through this, and, you know, maybe they just need your help. And so a lot of those things cause you to stay, because you're like, okay, I don't want to be that person that just runs away, right? And so if we just had more understanding for each other, and I understand men go through this same,
what's up?
You know,
go ahead.
They go through the same thing sometimes with women, like when they're in bad relationships or whatever, and they're trying to stay. And so it's, again, it's just like having that understanding that there is no, like 100% like, you know, rule book you can follow. I mean, of course you can set your own rules, but you know, that's going to guarantee an outcome.
Right. All right, real quick. If you are, this is your first time on one of my live streams, please do me a favor. Please hit that follow button so whenever I go live about topics such as these and others, you will be made aware. I made it my, I guess my mission for TikTok to host lives. I actually kind of stopped doing it for a little while, but to host lives that inspire people to live to their fullest potential, right? And I guess right now I'm focused on male improvement that women would approve of, right? So if you're enjoying this conversation, please hit the follow button. So when I do go live on topics such as these and other topics, you are made aware, right? But then also I want to add this as well. If you've been enjoying this live stream, please tap the screen. Please get these likes higher. The more likes that this live stream gets, the more people who see it on their For You page, which is always a good thing, because that's more visibility for the live itself. Also, if you can share this live stream with 5 or 10 people in your TikTok community, I would appreciate that, of course. And then, of course, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to say, oh yeah, also, I have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do get a lot of advice. I'm going to start recording my live streams and posting them on there. So streams like this, when it's advice based, if you want to, you know, oh, he said something dope, I don't exactly remember what he said. Even today, like, I don't know how long, I mean, I'm right now, I'm dual streaming. I'm on YouTube live right now too. So if anything I said that you was like, oh yeah, let me go watch what he said, go to my YouTube channel. All my TikTok lives are also on YouTube as well, so you can watch it as a video and just watch the same thing as the video later. As soon as I'm done, it's gonna be posted on YouTube. So we got somebody new to the platform. We got HNIC. I'm gonna let HNIC share what he feels about the topic, or just add it to the conversation. But I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back.
HNIC, you there? All right.
Yeah, cool. How y'all doing? Pray everybody's going well. Yeah, I used to be an educator for about 16 years, and I see that especially a lot of young men been pretty discouraged and also a lot more risk averse. And so I see that on social media with a lot of guys are less likely to approach. I can see a good amount of their reasons. So we work on the idea of confidence and everything. But I see a very big culprit would be using social media apps. And I try to have them stray away from that, because a lot of them, even though they may do the work, they still get, kind of overlooked. It's almost like the eye test, and especially with social media, it's all about the eye test. So you may, playing a pickup game or whatever, you see the person that's 6'5", 7 foot. All right, I'm going with this person, but yet you don't know those other guys are actually doing that work. So, and also tell my ladies is that, a lot of the initial attraction, when you look at the game, because especially a lot of players, that's why they're called players. It's an issue of marketing and everything. It's almost like State Farm isn't the greatest insurance, but they're good at marketing. So I tell, like, whether it be my nieces or anybody else, saying, hey, here's things that guys do in that game, because there's two type of players. There's the infinite gamers. Those are the ones that actually just keep playing in the game, keep playing, and they'll do whatever, say whatever to get you into their game. And then there's the end gamers, and those are the guys that are actually pretty serious and actually want to settle down. They want to get married. They have a vision and everything. It's just being able to make sure you can tell the difference between the two. That's actually very key on both sides. I'll rest my case for now. What I mean by getting overlooked is that it's almost like they may not pass the eye test. Say, for example, you do have a lot of research studies saying that online or even in person, women prefer guys who are 6 feet and over. If you look at military, if you look at history, there's a lot of guys that have been less than 6 feet tall that have done great things and good things. It's just that, especially in this day and age that is a lot more image based, a lot of those guys may get overlooked, especially if they go to online social media apps. And that's why I say stray away from that. You want a lot more of the face-to-face type interactions and everything, because then that could at least shatter, especially if you have a good presentation and you have your, good vision and everything, good head on your shoulders. Women say, hey, you know what, man, he's not 6 feet tall, but yet this guy is dynamic in X, Y, and Z. So you can at least try to get over that hump. But if we do see that there's still that hard preference for that, some of those guys, even though they may put in the work and everything, it's like they still may get overlooked. So that's what I mean by that. Where does the research come from? That'd be Nature Magazine, Scientific American, that'd be Pew Research. I'm a nerd. That's why I'm called the head nerd in charge. I like to look at research data. I used to be an educator, as I said, communication studies, English, history. So it's years of studying and looking at those aspects. Soft red pill. No. As I said, I like to look at research. I'm a person that is, I'm an advocate for families and also an advocate for people to reach their fullest potential as an educator and everything. So you may not want to label me. You actually may want to at least ask me questions and everything. But putting out labels on people, that's not the best way to actually be able to have, healthy dialogue. When I was teaching communication, I taught young boys and girls emotional intelligence, of course, by using Daniel Goleman's book. And especially with the guys, I would use cartoon characters, and especially comics, to where they can understand the different aspects of emotional intelligence, which I hear a lot of guys today, they think that emotional intelligence is going to make them soft. But once you look at, for example, a lot of famous historical guys that were seen as very masculine were very high in emotional intelligence, whether it be like Tupac, whether it be Julius Caesar, Jesus, so on and so forth. So utilizing those tactics to where that we don't get into a fascist type movement, because I see what's going on. It's like a Fight Club type of movement. And once again, using rhetoric of labeling people, especially those out there trying to stem that flow, that's not going to help. Thank you.
Yeah, I missed a lot of that, so I'm gonna let people on the panel respond. Oh, we got somebody new. Okay. Primp, what's up? Welcome back, Primp. Happy to see you again.
Good morning. So the reason I said that you were soft red pill is because of some of the words that you're using. Just like Stephanie pointed out, how do you consider a person being overlooked? Like that would be almost like they're entitled to that woman's attention. Whatever it was that they did or didn't do didn't garner her attention. So how were they overlooked? Like what was it about them that got them passed over?
I already said, first example would be height, and also a lot of height supremacists.
Yeah, I'm not a height. I don't deal with height. I'm in my 40s. That whole 6'6" thing is like 20 years old. I'm telling you, I'm a woman of that research group that you're claiming it happened, right? I'm a woman. I'm telling you that I don't have 6'6". So where did this research come from? How many women were actually polled that are of age?
Yes. And once again, as I said, if you look at Scientific American, look at The Economist, if you look at Nature Magazine, there's many different articles saying that for initial attraction, not long term, but for initial attraction, those are things to look for. Just like, with the peacock with the feathers, or just like, a lion with the mane, that will get the initial attraction. And that's why guys that may understand that, they say, all right, you know what, I don't have that initial attraction. So that's why some other guys encourage them, saying, hey, if that's not your strength, then, make sure you work on yourself even more when it comes to high emotional intelligence, when it comes to confidence and other aspects as well, because you may not have the natural aspects that people are looking for.
So you tell them, if you're not tall enough, be better, be a better person. But if you are tall enough, then you don't really need to be, because you have that
No, I didn't say that.
appearance.
No, I didn't say that.
But that is, you kept on the 6 foot thing, right?
I
Like
think you just gotta
the
go
height is more than what like women are attracted to more than just the height. Like
If
what
he
was
has
Janet
money,
Jackson's boyfriend name?
if he
Jermaine
has
Dupri.
money,
He's barely
oh, if
5'5".
Hold on, Jazz. Hold up. You over talking. I'm gonna give you some time to talk, Jazz. I promise. Or Jay, I'm sorry, Jay. I'm Jay.
Yeah, you've been talking, but okay, I'll let her talk.
Go ahead, Prim.
Janet Jackson was one of the most loved and probably highly sought women.
Thank you.
Jermaine Jackson is barely 5'6". So the whole
Jermaine Dupri.
height thing, she saw something else in him, even left her billionaire man to go back to that short cheating man. So there was something else in him other than his height. So I just feel like y'all get stuck on that. And it's because there's a certain demographic of women who claim to want that, right? But if that demographic of women say they want it and you don't meet that, why not find a group that wants you for what you offer?
Real quick.
Okay, so let me answer that. First
Okay,
thing,
hold on. Hennessy, 1 second. Because I know Jay is new to the panel, and she did want to interject. So if you wouldn't mind just holding off, and I'm gonna let Jay say what she wants to say, either about the topic or the conversation. Then I'm gonna give the HNIC. Go ahead, Jay.
For me, I say it's money. If a guy could provide for me and my kids, then I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna give him whatever he wants. Not like materialistic stuff, but like, all like the wifely duties, traditional stuff. As long as he has money, he has a good job, he's not like he's a hardworking man. He knows how to change my my tank, like my oil thing, like all that stuff. Like he just needs to be a real man. And if he's a real man and he could support me and our future kids, then I don't think like you would fail getting a woman. As long as you're a traditional, well-mannered man, then I don't think you would fail.
Go ahead, HNIC. What you want to add?
Yeah, that was straw man. If you're, I don't, say, oh, my students, or you already got an A in the class, so I'm not going to teach anymore. You take them to the next level. So even if whether that person's 6 feet or 6'5", it doesn't matter. You're still going to have to go to the next level. I'm just saying that, hey, if you're an underdog, if you're behind the 8 ball, then you just have to swim harder. Just keep swimming, as Dory says. And you have to, of course, work even harder and everything. Also, when you're saying where does that research come from, if you look at the 2006 University of Chicago study that talks about that with mate preference and matching outcomes, it says that Short King, which, once again, I am as well, they actually have to make at least $130,000 to actually be equivalent to a man that's making $50,000 but yet is 6 feet tall. So once again, I like to look at the research, and especially it's gotten even more accentuated because people are over relying on social media apps. All you have to do is just click a button or put in a certain amount, and then you can easily just X out or Thanos out so many other guys that, hey, maybe looking for things you're looking for. So I say both people on both sides is that you first come up with your list of what are your values, what are you looking for, and then also looking at your negotiables and non-negotiables and making sure you're proactive on that, and then looking at your circle of concern and circle of influence to where that you can have a better idea of going about and looking for seeing what you're looking for. It's basically like a rubric. As I said, from an educational standpoint, you're creating a curriculum for what you're looking for, and then also a rubric to where you can see who you're looking for and who you're not looking for.
Anybody wanting to respond to that?
I was gonna say that I mean, I hear what HNIC is saying. I think that what he's saying is more or less that, like, when you're on social media, it's, you know, like a microscope, and it zooms in, right? And so depending on what you're listening to, who you're listening to, right? You hear a lot of the 6 foot tall rhetoric that comes from a certain group of women, but that doesn't apply to every woman. So if you get off the phone and you go out, right, you could socialize with a different group of women who, right, that is not a criteria for them, right? That they can see you as a person, they can see other characteristics, you know, your personality. And, you know, I just want to, like, I was going back and forth with someone in the comments, but I mean, protection comes in many forms. So it's not just physical.
That's it.
Well,
Last
no,
thing is
there's this thing.
sorry.
No. Well, here's one thing. Like we have to stop really overlooking like evolution and history and science and actual science. Like these are some of the things he is mentioning are scientific facts, right? The taller men are just seen as men who can protect women a little bit more than the shorter men. That's just natural biology, and it's certain degree programmed. We're not saying that there aren't outliers or examples that don't refute that. We just say that at certain levels of majority that actually lays true. Now we're not, and that's not said, because the thing is that sometimes we have to decenter ourselves from the information that's given, because that's not our life experience, but that is somewhat of an experience of the majority. So and to tell, it's, I guess sometimes I do find it interesting when some people like to tell people so much of what their experience of what manhood or what being a man is.
Thank you for the gift, y'all.
Because I'm not going to tell a woman about what her full experience is, but some of these things are just already scientifically proven. Like, and don't get me wrong. And like I said, I've told people, hey, look, you know, it's about your mouthpiece. Like, you know, I just said to my man hosting a live, it is about developing the skill as a person, because those things are only outliers to get you in the door. It doesn't keep you women. It's your quick outlier if you're somewhat naturally taller, or if you have both of those two things, will help you in life. You know, it's just like with pretty privilege. Pretty privilege helps women in life. Like, these are natural things. This is not, I don't see why this is hard to grasp.
Thank you, Taj. Appreciate you.
I would like to say that Stephanie in the comments, I don't know why you're coming at me. I'm just saying that I don't really see where there's a bunch of older people who are already past the age that should not be giving dating advice, because if you're not in a happy marriage, why are you giving dating advice to these poor men who are asking for it? Like, obviously you didn't, you know, you're not in the right shoes to even be talking about it, and I'm just saying it how it is.
Wow.
So I'll have a question. I'm reading the comments and listening. The 666 argument, did that really come from women, or did that come from what men think women deem to be attractive, and then started sharing that amongst other men? Because y'all say, why ask women what women like? Y'all know us better than we do, so Did the 666 thing come in from like did y'all hear that from like the super young girls that are just getting in, that watch the music videos and want the Birkin bag and need you to be a D-boy in order for you to be popping? Like, but what women, like Maria, what women are you saying this is their preference? I'm just observation of preference. Like, I'm just really curious what women you guys are basing this on, because there's so many more of us. I just want to know, like, is it all coming from social media?
Right.
Are you seeing this in person? Like, where is this?
Well, I can say this for myself. I have met a lot of women, and I'm in my early 30s. Still just kind of left the 20s, not too long ago. But I've heard this a lot. If it isn't exactly the 666 narrative, it's definitely six figures. If it isn't six figures, it's definitely 6 foot. If it isn't 6 foot, then it's definitely you go to the gym and you work out. So it's like there's it does exist. I'm not even gonna sit here and cap. It might not be the exact combination, but like I do know women who do say these things. I really do, and it's real. It's real. It may not apply to all people, but like what really does? Like nothing really applies to everybody. I mean, except for the fact that we're all alive.
Right. So to follow up with that, if it doesn't apply to all people, right? And you don't fit that criteria, why are you trying to squeeze your square self? Not you, I'm saying you as a general term. Trying to squeeze your square self into a circle hole. Like, I don't understand it. Like it almost feels like trying to force something. Oh, she doesn't like me because I'm not tall enough, so let me portray myself in this other fashion. Like I'm trying to understand. Maybe my questions aren't coming out the way they're running through my head right now, but
the only thing that's bad about real quick, the only thing that's bad about kind of what you're saying is, and what you're not trying to say it directly, is indirectly you're saying just be yourself and don't do self-improvement. You're indirectly kind of saying that.
No. I'm not saying do not self-improve. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying
I'm not saying
don't try to fit your square self, your square into a peg or whatever, however that saying goes. Like, if you know that you aren't her type, I'm not telling you not to level up, but you can't get taller. Like that type of thinking has made men go into surgery to stretch their legs.
But nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that.
But men are doing it. But improve yourself. Improve yourself.
That's a very small. I've seen the surgery. I know what you're talking about. That's a very small sub number that is almost not even worth mentioning to a certain level of degree. Like, because it's that small. But the thing is that we're saying that, okay, you may not have some of these biological features, but you can improve on your mouthpiece, which is talking to women. You can improve on your body. You can improve on your wealth. It's just certain things you can improve on as a man to make yourself more attractive. Now you do have to do the vetting process as a man and see, well, okay, is this woman for just my money? Is she just for my body because I got it right? Like, all of those things matter. We're not saying that they don't. I'm just saying that, if you don't meet some of the what is thought to be biological looks, then you may have to work on your character, work on your money, and work on your body. And that's just still runs along the lines of self-improvement.
I agree with that.
Real quick. We got somebody new. Hold on one second. We got somebody new on the panel, so I'm gonna introduce him. Before I do that, if you have been enjoying this live stream so far, please do me a favor and hit that follow button. By follow me whenever I go live about topics such as these and other topics, you will be made aware. Also, please continue to tap the screen. The more likes that this live stream gets, the more people who see it on their For You page. Also, if you could share this live stream with 5 to 10 people in your TikTok community, I would appreciate that 100%. Also, one last thing, I'm currently dual streaming this live stream on YouTube. So if you also are on YouTube, click the link in my bio and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Show my videos some love. Majority of my newer videos are like content related to this, so I would love to get y'all engagement and y'all support just to kind of help build this platform. As you can see, and I read it in the comment sections a couple of times, that there is a lack of quality dating advice that men on the internet are giving to other younger men. I'm trying to kind of break that narrative, right? For those who've been listening for a while, you could tell. I think right now it's one or two things. Either you're a red pillar trying to teach men how to be misogynistic, or at least borderline misogynistic, or you're a pickup artist who's teaching men how to be fuckboys. Well, I'm trying to give advice to men who are looking for love and having a hard time with doing that. So the more visibility that this live stream gets, the more young men are out there who are being impacted. And I thank you all for all of the gifts. I appreciate all of y'all. So also one last thing. Also, if you're a part of my community already, if you follow me already, listen, I don't know how long this TikTok shit gonna be here. So do me a favor, please join my Discord, but we have conversations like this, from time to time. But it's also a safe community. So if you're already on Discord, definitely shoot me a link and shoot me a DM and say, hey, what's the link, and I'll shoot it to you. Or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Either one is okay, just in case TikTok disappears tomorrow. So we got somebody new up here. We got Mario. Mario, what do you want to add to the conversation?
Thank you so much, Davey, for even having me up. My whole thing is, as men, we are speaking to women about why men are failing at getting them. And I don't know if that's going to be a productive conversation, because everything we say to them for why another man is failing is going to end up coming with a retort or a rebuttal as, oh, that's not why they're not getting women. That's not, and it completely is. The reason why we're saying it to them is because as men, we are normally the ones that are going to go and try to get the girl's number, try to make her happy, make her laugh, make her want us for a genuine person, knowing that a lot of us do not fit in the 666. And the fact is that 666 narrative came from the observation of women. It didn't come from men. It came from the observation of women. Knowing that when we walk down the street with our taller homeboy, he's going to get the look first, and then we might get the look after. Knowing that if we're on the beach and the dude with the six-pack is going to get the look first, and then we're going to get the look after. We're knowing that if that man pays for the entire bill at the table of 10, we know that he's going to get the look first because he has expendable money like that, and then we're going to get the look after. And then there's so many other sixes that we know as men that those men are going to be the ones that get the look first, and then we get the look after. So it's a woman's preference, even if she admits it or not, she's going to be the one that is looking for a man that is able to provide and protect the best way possible. And if he is able to provide and protect subconsciously for her better than another man before she even gets to know him, she's going to look at him first versus us. So when it says, why are you failing at getting women as a man? We're trying to tell these younger boys, firstly, I'm 31. I've been in the dating market for a very long time. I have a woman. She's beautiful. She's in the other room. The thing is that in the dating market, you have to do, it's a numbers game. It's very much.
Thank you, y'all.
And you have to do what you need to do as far as making yourself better, making yourself more emotionally intelligent, making yourself able to be cast a wider net to be able to get who you want and what you want out of another person. And that's why there's a such thing as a pickup artist. A pickup artist who teaches classes and shows men these are certain things that you can do to improve yourself. And normally, if you look at any videos on YouTube, and you'll see pickup artists and who they're teaching the oblong people, the misfits. They're people that have no hope in getting the attention of other women, and so that they can teach them little things that they can use to get more attention from other people, because they know that once you have a woman's attention, you can then show her the other great qualities about you, The other great qualities is what she's going to fall in love with, even though she may not like the original packaging of you. She may not like that you're short. She may not like that you have acne. She may not like that you have one club foot, whatever the case may be. But once she gets to know you as a person, she may fall in love with you. But she needs to get past the initial packaging, because we do fall in love first with what the person looks like, and that's just the facts.
So I guess my question would be is, with the whole how a majority of women want men who are 6 foot without all these things, right? At one point in time, as men, do we not accept that we are not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, and somebody out there will fuck with us? I mean, let's just call it what it is, though, right? If you're not the tallest guy, there's a woman who's shorter than you who might accept you for your height. It's just real. It's just realistic. I mean, like I've seen two little people in a relationship. Deadass. I've seen it. I've seen two little people in a relationship. They're both like 4'7". And they just found each other and it's love. So it's like, at what point in time do we as men say, hey, you know what? If that woman ain't want to fuck with me because of my height, because I don't have that six pack, I don't have 6 figures. If I can improve in certain areas to get that, maybe. But certain things, hey, look, I'm just not your type. At what point in time as men do we really accept that fact and just look for somebody who wants us for us?
Can I just have self-love as a person? You shouldn't work on yourself to like reach a girl's wantings. I think you should work on yourself for you. You should love yourself for you. You should want to be the best version of yourself for you, and then see what you get from that. Because you have to realize not everyone's going to like you. Not every girl's going to like you. Not every guy's going to like you. But there is going to be a girl that's going to like you, or a guy that's going to like you if you try to work and be the best version of yourself.
You don't know that at all, Jay. Hold on
So
real quick. He had asked me a question. His question to me was, when do you actually,
everyone the
what's it
question.
called? Real.
Right, it was
Sorry?
a general. I didn't realize it was pointed, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was a general question.
I could have sworn he was saying that in
No, he
reply
was
to
talking
exactly
about
what I
men,
said.
not Mario. But go ahead, answer the question.
Well, but he said
Well,
men,
Pimp
though.
Bella, thank you so much for the clarification. I'm sorry, maybe I had that wrong. But to be short and succinct, the time men realize, or boys even realize, that they're not just going to be happy with just whatever you have to offer is very young. Actually, is very young. Like, oh, I'm not going to be that tall. I'm not going to be that good looking. I'm not going to be this. I'm not going to be that. And so they do start working on other areas of themselves. They do. They start working on other areas that are going to make up for them not being the tallest, the most good looking, the most athletic, the most money having. They start doing that early in puberty, to be honest.
Can I just say, I feel like
Thank you,
sometimes
Mario.
a lot of what you said, or what initially when you started talking, you were comparing yourself to your homeboy based off of like, okay, he's taller, he get looked at first. A woman will see a man who's taller first, just naturally off of just looking at things, right?
Right? Primal instinct.
No. Just off a line of sight.
Thank you for the gift, y'all. Thank you, everybody.
How is line of sight when she's short? She's short. She should be looking at me first, then, not up at another man.
Okay,
right?
so it almost sounds like you're upset that your friend is getting more attention than you.
Thank
Like
you, y'all.
everything
Thank
has
you.
been
I'm
him
upset-
versus me. Him
I'm
versus I'm with a taller guy. They look at him first. I'm with a man who spends money. He gets more attention than I do. Like that's what came out your mouth.
It's not a versus situation. It is
But
simply
that's what you said.
it's observation. It's observation. It doesn't have to be versus to be observed. It doesn't have to be versus to be observed. If I were to put one hat on versus another hat, I get more attention with this hat. It's not a versus. It's just something that's observed. People tend to like these certain things more often. It's a numbers game, is what I say.
Okay, so but not every girl likes a 6'6" man, right?
Yeah,
so if
I
you
don't
know
like
that
tall
your
guys.
friend-
I'm not.
That's a straw man. We can't
if-
say absolute.
I didn't say every.
I said every girl does not like
can't say, oh,
6'6"
that's
men.
That's a straw. It's a straw man argument. It really is.
How is that a straw? I'm a girl. I'm a female. I don't like 6'6" men.
Because you're
Jay's
using
a female.
absolute-
You don't
also
like
don't like
6'6"
men
men.
like that.
Like I don't understand. You're arguing with women against what women like
Ma'am,
just because of what you've
Here's the whole
seen.
thing. Here's the whole thing. So
Ma'am,
me personally,
what
you're
we're
going to
saying
judge me at
is
this
that
current
we're
moment,
gonna-
but it's
I'm
okay.
not trying to judge you. I'm trying to understand.
No. It's okay.
If you feel
Okay,
judged,
so if you're no. I said you're going to judge me, and it's okay because I'm about to tell you something a little bit about me. I have like over 300 bodies. All right. And on
That's disgusting.
yeah, see, judgment. I knew it was coming.
But this is what
the
y'all do
fact
to
of-
us. That's too many bodies.
That's wonderful.
You are
That's too many bodies, and yet I still have a woman who loves me.
disease. Like
Were
that's
you
And yet,
born?
and yet I
Man
still
has
have a
lived.
woman who
have you
loves me.
gotten checked? 'Cause that's,
He has
Yeah,
lived.
yeah, and I'm fine.
He has
And
lived.
you know what? That's fine. That's fine. The judgment is okay.
bodies in a wheelchair.
So the case in point is that I have been out in the world. I've been in multiple different countries. I've been in the military. I've had a great time. I've partied with the best of them. I've partied with the worst of them. And at the
I
end
have
of the
as well.
day,
I have a passport.
that's wonderful. That's great. I'm happy that you have a passport. I'm happy that you've partied. The whole thing is that when with all this experience and all this knowledge that I've gathered from dealing with women and my friends dealing with women and then my family dealing with women, it is easily seen that amongst men, this is what works without ever opening your mouth. Without ever opening your mouth, this is what works. Regardless of what she thinks of me as a person, with my characteristics, my attributes, how tall I am, how fit I am, how much money I got, without ever opening my mouth, these are what work. All right. Now, when it comes to being a person, and having actual human characteristics and what you say and what you believe in the value system, that is what's going to gather the love from other people and gather actual respect from other people. But if you're just putting it from face value, these simple things is what's going to get you the most
what is
attention
that?
and the most wants and desires. All right. So you can be mad at not everybody wants a 6 foot man. All right, knock the 6 foot man off of it. Do you want a man who has money that is able to be expended? Like he has expendable cash. Do you want a man that takes care of himself, that has a decent body? Do you want a man that has good sexual prowess that can get you to have an orgasm? Because I know a lot of men can't get you to have an orgasm. So would you like a man that can? These are all things that you're like, oh man, that man is probably higher than another man on my list. So what are we talking about here?
How would I know some random man can make me come? That is a very strange thing to wonder.
I can tell you, it has been widely known that you don't tell your friend everything about your man's abilities to please you in bed, because oftentimes your friend might start wanting him in bed because once you hear it, like, ooh, maybe he can do the same for me.
Real quick. So we got somebody new to the panel. We got my man Leo, bro. What's popping?
So, well, I ain't been here in a minute, man.
For sure. What do you want to add to the conversation, bro? Or do you need advice at all?
I mean, it seemed like they was in the middle of one, so I wasn't trying to break that up. I'm just more trying to catch, I guess, the end part of the conversation, and then I guess talk on the background.
For sure. All right, continue. I'll let y'all continue.
I mean, I felt like I made my point. My point is that without a man opening his mouth, these are things that are going to get the opposite sex and even the same sex's attention, man validation as well as female validation.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I mean, if I'm gonna talk about, I guess the panel topic on the back, reasons why you fail at getting women. I think in the past, if I have failed at getting a woman, what was it? I guess I don't know. I mean, it ain't how do I put this? Like, I guess as an example, being nervous when you go up and talk to a girl. I don't know. I guess if you get shut down before you're talking, before you have a chance to talk or really say anything or show your personality, I guess how you dress. I mean, it can be a multitude of different reasons. So, I mean, was it like a theme going on or something? Or like a overarching problem you think the dudes have? Or was this more personalized?
Well, for me, it's just, I mean, like, it's the idea that right now there's a lot of I guess, false prophets giving advice to young men about how to attract women.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my mission on this app has always been to inspire people to live to their best potential. So essentially, like, my focus, I guess for the past, I want to say maybe since December last year, has just been trying to create content that is that just it's for male self improvement, right? That women would approve of.
Yeah.
It's like on one end is like one side of the aisle you have the red pillars who give like some advice that may be good, but some advice that really ain't good, especially when it comes to women. You got the pickup artists that just are creating fuckboys, right? Like men who are more interested in picking women up and just getting numbers rather than actually finding compatibility. So I guess what I'm doing here is like this live is advice for men who are trying to find love, right? Like I'm not giving advice to that will help a man to be a fuckboy, to be a side nigga, whatever you want to call it, but more so just like being a good guy and being ready. You're ready to find love. Why is it hard for you to find that shit? That's what the center focus right now is.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Here, Davey. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. Leo, go ahead.
No, you good. Yeah, I would say probably within that. I think a large thing, whether it's for failing to, I guess, get a woman or, like you said, looking for love, is are you going for the right things when you're going to talk to this woman? I feel like it's important. Because it's like, let's just say, like, what you talking about, if you going and, like, you trying to find a woman to be with long term, some situations or some places or some activities you probably meet a woman doing, you probably shouldn't be trying to pursue that. Or it's like, are you pursuing her because she look good, but her personality not the best? Or, like, y'all don't mesh well on a regular day-to-day level. Is it only good between y'all when y'all going out and doing an activity? Because it's gonna be more days where y'all probably in the house together than out somewhere, I would imagine, unless I'm correct.
Right. All right, real quick. So this live is going to keep going, but I'm saying this message is just for the people on YouTube live. If you've been enjoying the show so far, thank you for tuning in. Definitely hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I appreciate all of y'all and hope to speak to y'all later. Thank you. All right, now back to this. If you've been enjoying this live stream, please hit that follow button so when I go live about topics such as this, you are made aware.